Hello, this is Will from Will's Tarot Path, and this is sort of a, I'm gonna call it a not VR, because I'm not expecting responses. If somebody would like to go through similar decks and share what they have, of course, that's more than welcome. But this is more to specifically one person, Cara from Lady Cara's Tarot, and it is on the Visconti di Modrone. Now, she went through a really nice comparison the other day, and I'll put the link here on screen as well as in the description. And if I can find the other comparison videos that I've seen and really liked, I'll put those in the description as well. There's about 2 others that I've really enjoyed. I'm sure there's more, but it was a discussion of the mass market edition. And, oh, that's upside down. And so what I was able to find out, because I have the same deck that Lady Cara has, but my understanding, and this is, she references this information in her video, so I wanted to follow this up to have it out there so people can have it, is that, and I'm not going to go through this like she did because she did a beautiful job. I'll put a link to her video in here, and then if you want to see more, then please go check hers out. But as you can see, these are the same cards that she went through. I don't know if I put them all in order. I started going back through and putting them in order because I do use this deck. Not a lot. But these cards are this is the mass market that's now. They are a matte. And the embellishments on the cards, the silver and the gold, is very tactile. Every little design here you see, it is I mean, you can feel the embellishments here. This is just a very tactile feel, very matte, very nice cardstock, and I love this. So when this was first published, and let me just show you, this is, I'll use millimeters because that's what the publishers use. Yes. So this is 136 millimeters. It should be right at it. So 130, yeah, so 136, so 13 centimeters plus, so it's 136 millimeters. And you notice that the card doesn't go all the way in because the measurement doesn't start to the line there. So 136. Now, when this first came out, it was available in a 189, which is about 7.5 inches. It's like 7.47 inches. So I wanted to show you how much further that would be. That would be like to here. So it'd be that much longer. And then 3.5 inches wide. 1, 2, 3, and so it'd be 89 millimeters about in width. So quite a bit larger. And that was the original. I mean, the mass market, the first mass market that came out in 2020 was a larger card. And it came in the same box. They didn't change the box because, as you see, we have this nice velvet padding here. What was in the original, and I'm going to include some images here because I don't have it. The original mass market was, they had a cardboard insert on the sides, and then the cards went the full length of the box, practically. So it was a cardboard insert with thumb grabs and then the larger cards. So when they redid this and made the cards smaller, they put in a nicer velvety cushion side with the ribbon. So that's where some of the money went. Also, so let me finish talking about the mass market. So the mass market, same box, same print, and I looked this up. They even have the same back. Like, there's no information has changed on the back. And one thing that can be misleading, I want to zoom in here on this one real quick, is that it says The digital restoration completes the deck to 89 cards, keeping the original size of 189 by 90 millimeters. So that gives you the impression that the cards in the box are 189 by 90, but they're not. They're 136. But the same description with the same measurements are on the original. So I don't know why. I don't know if that was to reflect the size of the restoration deck or the size of the deck that's meant to be in the box, and they just didn't change it when they made the cards smaller. I have no idea. But that would have been nice if they had the actual measurement on the outside of the box, because, and this is after Lady Cara's Tarot, and then I started looking again, and I went down a rabbit hole and did some research. They have the same ISBN number. The ISBN number did not change from the large card mass market to the smaller card mass market. The only way you can tell the difference is if you know the series number of the, going from series 10 to series 11, with one being the smaller cards and one being the larger, but being in the exact same box with the exact same ISBN number. Unbeknownst to me, when I was getting this deck some time ago, evidently there was dead stock still in inventory when I was shopping, and I saw both versions were available. And that is no longer the case. The larger card version went out of print. You can still find it on eBay. This is normally $89, $80 new. And you can find the original longer cards. I'd say they're not terribly inflated, maybe like 120, 130. I found one yesterday on eBay for 130, and it is larger cards, has the pictures with the cardboard inserts, and that's what I'm going to put on screen here for you to see. But I was very tempted to buy it because I love what the mass market did with the card stock. The mass market has this beautiful felt card stock, like I mentioned. It's very tactile, and it's just, I love it. I just wish it was in the larger card version. Let me get this back in here. But I'm going to show you what I have is the Kickstarter deck, because when I was looking for the larger edition the first time, this is why I didn't get the other one, I found a Kickstarter deck, and this is just really quite wonderful. I didn't know the Kickstarter was out until after it was over, and then I was very disappointed. I was very sad. This is the front. But it's the same size as the first mass market publication. I want to show you that. All right, so here we go. I'm not going to go through all the cards, but they are the same as the mass market as far as the images, and the quality of the print I think is really good. The backs are different. I'm not sure if this was the original or if the other one was. I have a feeling that this was the original back, but this is the size. And so when the let me put them together so you can see when you compare them. That's what the difference is. And we will do the measurement again so you can see. This is just like information for people who are shopping and want to know, and saw Lady Cara's, yeah, so 7.5 inches by 3.5, about, yep, a little over 3.5. And so these are the size of the first 2020 mass market publication. The only difference between the Kickstarter and the 2020 mass market publication, the images were the same, the borders were the same, the print qualities were the same. A couple of differences is this is a glossy. It's still a little tactile, but because of the coating on it, it's not as tactile. It's not matte. The cardstock is still good. You know, nothing wrong there, but it's glossy. And then the backs are different. And we can see that here. You can see how the only shine on the cards that are now being published are on the foil stamping, and the backs are different. So you see the difference in the coating there. So this is a much nicer cardstock, and I thought after I got this smaller deck that the original larger size was the same. It's not. The original is just like this, glossy, shiny, not as tactile, very smooth. It's that coating, and it has that back as opposed to this back. The only difference. So I found this Kickstarter edition on eBay some time ago, and it was listed. Well, it was a excuse me. It was an auction. I usually don't do the auctions on eBay. I usually look for the offers accepted and buy it now prices. But so I saw this on eBay, and the opening bid was $80. And so I sent the guy a message and I said, like, hey, would you take $100 for it right now? Because I'll just do that. I was hoping to get out of the bidding wars. He says no, he wanted to see where it would go. So I opened my bid with $80, the starting bid. That was the lowest you could bid. It went the whole length of the auction. Nobody else bid on it. And so I got it for the $80. So I actually saved myself money by not. So there's a lesson for me. If there's something I want, might as well go ahead and place a bid on it. But you could, especially the pips, where the only part of this would be shiny on the newer ones are the foil. So this is what if you find the larger edition because you want that, this is what you would get, except for the backs. It's this shiny glossy. Now, I do love it. If I did not have this version, I would have gone on. That listing is still there on eBay. And I think he would be open to an offer. I would try it. I wouldn't pay the $130 right off the bat, but if you're interested in it, I would certainly go look at it. But this is what you would get. But it would be in this other box with the same book. And this is one thing I wish they had changed. So this is the book. If you're all familiar with Lo Scarabeo's books, it's in several different languages, usually Spanish, Italian, and English. So there's very limited information in here. Just the pretty much what the cards mean, very brief, just like a regular Lo Scarabeo little white book. The Kickstarter book, I wish they would print this and make it available for sale. They could make it a paperback. It wouldn't have to be super expensive, but it actually is completely in one language, and this one's in English. It has a history of tarot, the history of the iconography and the trumps, and it goes through all great detail into everything. And then it goes into the development, and then how to read with the cards. And it has an expanded meanings, except for the minor arcana. But this book has a lot more information in it, and I think it's very nice. And then the Kickstarter came with a reading cloth and a coin and a wax stamp. So I wish when they changed the cards to the smaller size, they had just kept the large size, but changed it to the other cardstock and make the book available separately for people who would like just the book to go with whatever deck they have. But that's the difference. So once again, just to recap, the mass market now is only available in the small. The original mass market is exactly like this one from the Kickstarter. Matte finish, glossy finish, foil stamping. I think this still has the stamping, but it's washed out by the coating, or lessened by the coating, or maybe it's not foil stamping. It just might look like it a little bit. And then the backs, this back would be different. So if you want the larger deck. So that's it. Smaller stock is the new one. I believe it's a nicer card, a nicer finish, a nicer stamping process. The larger deck, if you're able to find it, is just like the Kickstarter, except the back is different. All right, so I'm gonna cut that short. That's it. And like I said, I'll put links to the videos I'm referencing in the description, as well as a link to Lady Cara's video. And I will put the images of the decks that I have seen online, the images, so you'll have an idea of the side-by-side comparison. So that is my take on the Visconti Modrone tarot, and I hope you enjoy this short little video, and I will see you next time. Thank you.